Hi, this is the second video in regards to calculating the standard deviation for a set of data. Today, we're going to take a look at how to use something called a shortcut formula. Okay, probably don't want to use a yellow highlighter on yellow paper. Let's try green. All right, so this is the shortcut formula. Okay, and there's different versions of this. I've simplified this down just a little bit to make it be user-friendly for us. Okay, so you see a lot of notation going on here. Basically, you need three values. Okay, we need three things to be able to fill this formula to calculate the variance in the standard deviation. First of all, we need to know what n is. And remember, n is the total number of data points that you have. Then we need the sum of the x's, so add up the data. And thirdly, you need the sum of the x squared. Okay, so if you notice in this formula, you have no x bar listed. So it's shortcut because we don't have to calculate the mean first. Okay, so I've put the data on here. And as a suggestion, you may see on my handwritten notes, I put in here L1. If you want to, you can put the data into L1. Okay, then at the top, you can highlight L2 and tell it to make it be L1 squared. And that'll fill this second column. And again, you don't have to do that. It's just an option. All right, so let's figure this out here. For our n, count how many data points you have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I count 7 data points. Okay, I went ahead and I've already squared the numbers. I figured you're okay with squaring numbers. And I need to find the sum of both of these columns. Okay, so if I add up the x's, I get a sum of 77. If I add up the squares, I get 959. Okay, so then to calculate my variance, s squared, okay, I have my n, my sum of the x's and sum of the x squareds. 1, 2, 3 values that I needed. All right, so the formula says start with n. So I'm going to do 7 times the sum of the x squareds is 959 minus the sum of the x's squared. And then that's all over n, which is 7, times n minus 1, which is 6. And I'm going to put that in parentheses. You are welcome to put that in the calculator, one-shot deal. Okay, as long as you either put the whole top in a parenthesis, then hit divide, bottom in a parenthesis, okay, or do the top, get a value, which is what I did. I got 784 divided by 42, and then enter it that way just to be safe. Okay, so my s squared came out to be 18.7. Okay, then think, how do you get to the standard deviation? Okay, if you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I got to take the square root of the variance to get the standard deviation. That's s, square root of 18.7. Okay, and I came up with a calculation of 4.3. Okay, and that's your standard deviation. All right, that was cool. All right, I got a second one for you. All right, we're going to do the same thing. You need to know n, the sum of the x's, and the sum of the x squareds. Okay, I went ahead and squared the values again before you arrived. So we just have to count how many data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then I'm going to add up the x's. You can put this in L1 if you want to. If you add the x's, you get 77. Okay, this time, again, if you want to put L2 to be L1 squared and let it fill the column for you, you certainly can. I have a sum here of 1001. All right, so those are my three magic numbers to fill my variance formula, and we're ready to go with that shortcut. So we'll do 7 times 1001 minus 77 squared all over 7 times 6. So that's n and n minus 1. Okay, so if you do the calculation on top, it should come out 1078. Divide by 42. And I'm looking at 25.7. And if I'm going too quick, pause the video and you can check it with your calculator. Okay, and again, that's your variance. Then what do we do to get standard deviation? Okay, standard deviation should be S, the square root of 25.7. And I'm coming up with approximately 5.1. Okay, and that would be your standard deviation, and that's what we were after. Okay, so once again, this is called the shortcut formula. Okay, and absolutely, you are welcome to add that to your formula sheet. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for watching.